It's the first time I'm doing a video with the microphone on my head, not with the microphone on. I've been off the YouTube for a little bit. I've just been weak in my consistency. There's no excuses about it, but I'm back to stay, and I come with a video full of value. I was thinking lately, what's the number one reason that so many people want certain things and they don't get to achieve them? And as I work with more and more students on building their personal brand, getting in good shape, perfecting their mindset so then they can use their personal brands to make income and coach others, I start to understand what's the problem across the board. And this is not just ambitious people, but ambitious people of all sorts of different professions, of all sorts of different fields. I work currently with doctors, with engineers, with digital nomads, freelancers, fitness coaches, and they all have the same thing in common, and they all have the same issue. They all have the same thing in common, and that makes them take long. It takes these people, very ambitious people, takes so long to create a side hustle, so long to create a different source of income, so long to get any results in entrepreneurship. And from what I see from my students, a lot of the things that I would achieve in, let's say, 100 hours takes them, 100 hours not working, but 100 hours went by, takes them 6 to 10 weeks to achieve. And this is across the board. Things that I would do in 100 hours went by, I would have analyzed 50 profiles. I've written my brand philosophy. I would have chosen my profile picture, what I will put in my bio. I would, in those 100 hours, have a list of my first 50 posts and my first 50 captions, and take the weekend to shoot 21 pieces of content, or at least the clips that I would need to do 21 pieces of content. And the 4 days would go by, and I would have a personal brand done. Usually it's taking them between 6 to 10 weeks. Why? Their life is not optimized for massive action. My life is optimized for massive action. I don't have any relationship with anybody that is not my close family, my mom or my sister. I have some other family that I talk, but it's not such a day-to-day relationship. I have very few friends that I can count in my hand. When we talk, it's about things that are directly aligned with my goals. I have a son that I take care of him in specific times of the day that are pre-scheduled. There's no surprises. I have a meal prep. I eat every time the same. I have a date with my girlfriend every week the same at the same time. Any other days that we have are at the same time every single day, every single week. I cut my hair every single week at the same time. So pretty much I wake up, and besides the things that I cannot control, time with my son, things that might pop up, somebody sends a delivery or anything like extra, like going for the doctor or whatever, I pretty much work out, and all my life is set to work, to be productive. So I don't have too much going on, but my clients have too much going on. And a lot of ambitious people that want to create their personal brand and want to have a coaching business online, they have too much going on. They are not, they are too close to their family and occupying space. Even maybe they are not so close in terms of a healthy relationship or whatever, but the family still interferes on things. Like, I don't have issues about, I don't know what nobody in my family is thinking. I don't have to spend time justifying it. My life is just very, very simplified. Then the must have a boss mentality. One thing is you being really successful in whatever you are doing, or you accomplish things at your job that you are supposed to, you have a contract where you are there at a certain time, you leave at another time, and you are supposed to do these tasks, and your boss tells you what to do, what not to do. But to build a personal brand, coaching online business, any entrepreneurial endeavor, you cannot have this mentality because you need to boss yourself. Old relationships, these things occupy time. Old relationships that no longer serve you, somebody that used to go with you to kindergarten, high school, and you no longer have anything in common, but you are still feeding into it and it's still occupying your time. Then, not understanding something that is stopping you from getting where you want to go. This time of focused work. I've been working for many years, and no matter what I do, no matter how many jobs I have, I use an app called Clockify. And I set goals on Clockify. For example, today my goal is to work 4 hours of productive work, meaning the breaks don't count, anything that I'm doing besides work doesn't count, and every time I'm working, I set my Clockify and I'm tracking it. This is mandatory for somebody who wants to start their personal brand, whether you are a freelancer or you have, especially if you have a job. It's mandatory that you get home and you have 3 to 4 hours of focused work. And a lot of people that has jobs don't do it, and they don't do it. Why? Because they have a talking vest doing mentality. They are used at work to talk, or whatever is their endeavor. They are used to talk versus doing. When it comes to personal branding and coaching, you need to be about doing. Talking doesn't matter. So getting to work these hours religiously after work, very important. Then another reason that some people is not able to put these 4 hours every single day, besides too much going on, family, old relationships, is the wrong food systems. What I mean by the wrong food systems: you don't eat healthy, you don't have good nutrition, you eat whatever at work, so that makes you lousy. For example, today I haven't had a single piece of food. I'm super dialed in, I'm super connected. Carbs didn't slow me down, rice didn't slow me down. So at the end of the day, I will have a huge meal with all the calories that I should have ingested during the day. But this meal will allow me to then slow down. I will go for a walk, but I will slow down and I'll be ready to don't be so productive. But while I'm being productive, I'm not using so much food. And if you are using food, understand the foods that give you energy. In my case, meat, eggs, vegetables. When I eat carbs, I start to slow down. When I eat a protein bar, I start to slow down. When I eat sugars, my sugar spike, I start to slow down. So you have the wrong food systems, not only in nutrition, but you also have the wrong food systems in terms, when you get home, you cook every single day. You go to grocery shopping every other day. So you leave work, you're already tired, then you go grocery shopping, then you get home, you need to cook. Of course, you're not going to have time to do 4 hours of focused work. By the time it's time to work, you don't want to think about work. You're not fresh enough. And because you don't eat the right things, you don't have good nutrition. You also don't have, even if you didn't go to grocery shopping, even if you didn't need to cook, you're already you're not operating at a high level of energy, and you need high level of energy to be abnormal, because most people does 8 hours of work or 10 or 12, and when they get home, they are not working on a side business. You want to do something that is completely abnormal, so you need to have abnormal levels of energy, and for that you need to have the right food systems, which I recommend you to do meal prep. Cook once or twice a week for 3-4 days in advance, meals that are nutritious and that fill you, that have the right calories, that you don't slow down, and that are always ready at your fridge. You can just go pick it from the fridge and eat it. And then a lot of people failing to build their personal brand, building a coaching business, entrepreneurial, and they're failing on their entrepreneurial endeavor outside of work. They underestimate how long it takes and how much it takes. It takes at least this every single day for 3 months, if it pops, if not 6 months, and then you can see maybe some result, then 12 months, then 24 months, then 48 months. It takes as long as it takes for you to see massive success. Success is different for everybody, but for example, for me, to start my personal brand, it was fairly quickly after I trialed and failed for many other times since 2021. But in 2023, with the right strategy, I launched my personal brand in less than 30 days. I had over 10K followers, but because I was posting every single day, 3 times a day without missing. I see so many people that they are not able to stay steady for 7 days. You are listening to this video, tell me if I'm wrong. If you are able to commit to 30, 60, 90 days, then a year, 2 years, you're going to have incredible results. There's no doubt about it. But the question is, are you? Then another thing that happens is the pay me to work mentality. The pay me to work mentality is, I get a job, I get paid, so therefore I work. When you are doing personal brand, when we are doing what I do, which is I get my own clients through creating content, through sharing my knowledge, and nothing is guaranteed. I work, and then maybe I get paid. I work, and then maybe I get paid. I work this month, and maybe from the work I did this month, I got paid 3 months from now, from clients that saw things that I did months ago. So the mentality is the opposite. You have the mentality of pay me that I work, and the mentality of doing this personal branding, coaching online, being independent, being an entrepreneur is you work and then you get paid. And the last but not least is you are not trained for results. When you are working and you are a good professional and you are doing things are set for you at your job, and it's always your boss's fault, and it's always the company's fault, and it's always your colleague's fault, and there is a lot of talking versus doing mentality, and blah, blah, blah. When it comes to this, it's all based on results. Nobody wants to hear about how you had some hiccup and you couldn't post, or how at job you got stuck and then you went to grocery shopping and then you were not able to post 3 times, and how your mother called you about some issue and then you got like you lost time there, and then nobody cares. Business is ruthless. Entrepreneurship is ruthless. You have to do what you have to do, and you better be good at it. If you didn't sell, it's your fault. You're not good at sales. If your reel didn't perform, it's your fault. You're not good at creating reels. If your stories didn't perform, it's like everything your fault. And most professionals that are working for other companies that were not able to make the jump, the ones that want to make the jump, and were not able to make the jump to personal branding, teaching their skills, because you have skills with AI, or you have skills with fitness coaching, or you have any kind of skill that could be monetized through personal branding and coaching online. Most people that wants to do it and don't do it, it's because of all these little deficiencies, like these little problems of character, that in the big scheme of things, they not a big issue if you want to have a job from 9 to 5 and live a normal life. But if you want abnormal results, which is building a extra source of income while you have a job, or building an extra source of income, period, or building a source of income, period, these things are things that you need to solve. So your life is simplified for massive actions. This is all I have to share with you today. I will use the same board to do another video right after. If you want to work with me, there is a link in the description. I work with people one-on-one to build their personal brands from scratch. I work with the professionals, people that are ambitious, that want to get all these problems solved, and want to get all the techniques, and want to get all the blueprints, and want to get all the systems to get from where they are to start making 6 digits a year, same way that I'm doing. If you want to work with me through my method, BMM method, which is body, mind, and then we get your personal brand, because I believe that if you are not in great shape and you don't have a strong mind, it's going to be very hard for you to build a strong, powerful brand, and you will not have the strength to endure and create all of the situations here that you need to correct. If you're ready to work with me one-on-one, then hit the link in the description, and let's see if you are a fit. Let's go.